Good morning and welcome to Sano's International Cricket Ground here in Sano, Japan. Today is fixture number 7 between Mongolia and Japan, about to get underway in just under 5 minutes. Currently, Japan lead the series 5-0. There was one abandoned match, match 3, but otherwise Japan has won the other matches. On day 1, winning by 166 runs. Day 2, 205 runs. They had then a 10-wicket victory as Mongolia batted first. Then 180-run win yesterday, as well as a 158-run win. So from those scores, you can see there's only been one team in it. It's been a very dominant series here by Japan. But, it's just great to see Mongolia will soon be on the ICC T20 international rankings. You have to play 7 games within a certain period to be awarded a ranking. Japan currently sits at 49, and there are 86 teams ranked worldwide. So we imagine next week, when it's updated, Mongolia will enter those rankings, perhaps around that mid-80s spot. Today's game had Japan win the toss and elect to bat, a common theme of the series. All but once have the Mongolians been in the field first. There is the team. Naranbata, Gambold, Tukumbaya, Vivekanandan, Shirenskeg, Amamand, Edinbogan, Namsre, Upadre, Terbish, and Lutbaya for Mongolia. And for Japan, it's Fleming, Karawaki Fleming, Kubota, Ito Davis, Takahashi, Taniyama, Miyauchi, Sakurano Thomas, Hines, Hargrave Abe, Suzuki McComb, and Yamamoto Lake. We look forward to the game. The conditions a bit more overcast today in Sano. Japan have moved around their batting order, giving opportunities to those who perhaps bat lower down the order. They are without their star batsman Kendo Karawaki Fleming. He was unavailable for the end part of the series, returning to Australia. Hopefully he's viewing and supporting brother Alistair, who made his debut yesterday morning. Had a very good debut day. He played, his first game, made about a 28, but another good score in the afternoon for Alistair. So, first ball of the day, and it's just clipped onto the onside. Japan underway. Suzuki McComb and Yamamoto Lake, the openers. You'll see the shot of the Sano grounds here. Looking across the ground too in the distance. Mohani bowled pretty well yesterday, especially to Ravi Chandran. This one, however, beats everything. Good running, great running there, and it has been signalled wide. So very good running between these two. They're quick. It's one of the signatures of the Japanese team. They do run. They do have athletes that run quickly between the wicket. There have been some mix-ups, though, in terms of run-outs that will come with time playing together. This time is over the mid-wicket region, and it'll carry for four. It's a quick outfield here at Sano. First boundary for Japan. Just a technical difficulty there, sorry. Back with you. Just mentioning Yamamoto Lake often opens the batting for Japan. Declan Suzuki comes in usually down the order, 6, 7, 8, but he certainly is a talented player with the bat in hand. He's got shots all around the ground, so it makes bowling to him very difficult. And Dan Bogan, number 6, the captain for Mongolia, comes in, starts with a wicket. Does get something on it. And it was a widest delivery. Just the fourth ball for Declan, but must have just got a feather on it. Did not hear any bat noise at all, but a great start for Mongolia. And Dan Bogan, well, he continues his good work. He's had a good tour of Japan. He's been the highest wicket taker for the team. I will update you on those records for the series, but in terms of Mongolia's bowling stocks, he is number 1. Maybe just 1 wicket behind, perhaps Charlie Hines, who, along with Kazuma Kato Stafford, will be sitting up there around 10 wickets each, I believe. But I'll update you on that later. Back here, bowling change. This time coming in from the mountain end here at Sano. Currently 23 degrees here in Sano. Incoming batsman is Benjamin Ito Davis. And he gets off the mark. Japan was probably their slowest start in yesterday's game. After the power play, it was probably one of their lowest scores, but they did manage to get up to 216. They finished very well. It's a great partnership in the middle order. Alistair Fleming and Sabarish Ravichandran. Again, we see the quick hands of Yamamoto Lake. This time he's just trying to swipe it onto the leg side, probably go over square leg or the mid wicket fielder. Wishing all the mums around the world a happy Mother's Day. Mother's Day here in Japan, perhaps also in your country where you're watching from. As Mongolia take on Japan in Game 7, the final game of the series. He's made a good start for his team here as the captain. This one's going to be ruled wide. So it's slashed and it's through the field for 4 runs. Looking at the replay, Blake very quick with his hands through the ball, and he's cleared the 30-yard circle fielders for 4 runs. Great shot. Half a peel, but I don't think there was any bat in that, and that will bring the end of the over. You'd have to say a successful one for Mongolia. They took the wicket, and Indir Bogan, well, he continues his good work for his team. They haven't had a lot to cheer about in terms of the games, how they've ended in landslide victories, but perhaps the bowling of Udir Bogan. Vivekanandan has also bowled well. Mohan, he opened this morning. Just past 11 o'clock local time here. And this gets up high on the bat. Bit of bounce there. Says Shredinsky. But yeah, extracted a bit of bounce there. Just got a bit high. But falling safely short of square leg. This time it's just dabbed around the corner from Yamamoto Lake, and with good backing up from Ito Davis, they complete a comfortable single. played just sort of in front of behind cover, square. Overcast conditions you'll see on your screen there is around 23 degrees. We'll probably get up to around 27 today. It's been good, pretty good the last few days weather-wise, and this perhaps will run away for four. Yes, it does. Fine leg was in at a square position, but in short. Just looking at the replay here, and just gets across to open up the onside. Very strong on the onside is Yamamoto Lake. Loves hitting out there. Good, stable position. He's got quick hands. Misses out on that one, but it'll be ruled a wide. So, pretty good start here again for Japan. Thanks to some of the work done by Lachlan here. Full toss and is covered by long on. Has been ruled a no ball, so a free hit coming up. And with the single, it'll be Benjamin Davis on strike. Plays out to mid-off. Last ball of the over. They need to finish it on a good one. Do Mongolia? No. Yamamoto Lake. Oh, he's hooked him out to cow corner. You complete a comfortable 2. That will bring the end of the over. 30 for 1 here. 3 overs gone. Japan again starting aggressively in the power play. Benjamin Ito Davis on strike. Point covers that. Good fielding. They need to be very good in the field to Mongolia if they're to restrict Japan to under a score of 200. Another blustery day here in Japan with a bit of wind, gusting. And half a peel, but it was never going to be out. It's high and heading down leg, so a buy afforded to Japan. Yamamoto Lake on strike again, no doubt will be looking to be aggressive. You see in your camera the space behind square. They have a short fine and square leg in the circle, so I'd be looking to go aerial. Lachlan. Wideish ball and called wide. From the mountain end is Amamand. He's been driven through the covers and driven beautifully. 4 runs. Yeah, it's a quick outfield here at Sano. Raced along the carpet after a well-timed shot. Here's the replay. Lachlan just using his hand-eye coordination, heading through, picking the gap beautifully. Great shot. He races to 22, just 12 balls. Timu Lin comes in again. This time it's a better length and line, and mid-off will just restrict that to the 1 run. Yeah, there seems to be a bit more pace and bounce about the Sano wicket this season. I think Lachlan will be a fan of that. Traditionally quite low and slow, the wicket, but it's been offering a bit more bounce for the pace attack. This time it's a bit high on the bat. It'll just spill over mid-wicket. He puts out a hand, but never really a chance, and Benjamin Ito survives and gets back for a double. Temps probably to get up to 26 degrees today here in Sano. It's not too humid, so pleasant conditions. Ito Davis on strike. It's a good full ball. It's just driven long on, or field that. Mongolia have improved over the series. That's the good news for them. On day 2 it was, they were bowled out for 12 runs. And if we think back to yesterday's afternoon match, they put on 58. But more importantly, they batted 20 overs. So they have improved over the series, which is great to see. We wish them well when they return to their country. It'd be brilliant to see them playing neighbours China in what would be a more evenly balanced contest. Japan just too strong in this series. It's afforded them the opportunity to try different things, different combinations. So still a series worth playing, and also creating a partnership. Shot, beats point, and cover will just chase after that over the boundary line. Great shot. Hasn't been easy to play as Mohan, but this one is just short and wide, and Benjamin Ito Davis just leans back on it and cuts a lovely shot for 4. Mongolia will be keen to shut down any partnership that builds, as I mentioned yesterday. In fact, it's been throughout the series, Japan have managed to put big partnerships together. They've certainly been able to go hard at the end overs because of the brilliant foundation often set by the top order or the middle order. We'll update you later between overs, perhaps after 10 overs, as to who is top of the run scorers in the series, as well as the wicket takers. Lean back again through the gap, pierces it, won't be stopped. This is a quick outfield here at Sano, and another 4 runs, just making it look easy, as Yamamoto Lake loves the onside but can aptly play the offside. Gives himself room, and just the back foot drives between the fielders. He's in good form here, Lachlan. So for Japan's sake, he can keep going. He does hold the record for the highest T20 score for Japan. I believe 134. This time he just swats it down to long on for a single. It's his partner, Benjamin Ethel Davis, on strike. Benjamin living in Japan for the last 3 months, playing cricket for Chiba Sharks. Shout out to that club. They'll be looking to win their next First Division match upcoming. The 40 over format's only probably in round 3 of what will be a round robin tournament, playing 10 matches against other teams before semi-finals and a final. So Chiba Sharks, they're usually in that top 4 connection. Oh, shot, 4 runs here. Again, just picking the gap between the fielders and letting the quick outfield do the rest. Just giving himself and just, yeah. He's got the shots, but he's also got the execution of putting it between the fielders. Not easy to do. Some days it works, sometimes it doesn't happen, but great batting here. Lachlan's going at a rate of 200, so he's got Japan off to a marvellous start here. 55 for 1, just a 5 overs gone. Mongolia, well, they'll be keen to see this partnership. Good ball that comes in, doesn't give Benjamin much room, but he does well enough to get it away to point for another run. Good to see some spectators coming in. Looks like a good-looking food van up there on the right of your camera, the fish and chips van. Not easy to buy fish and chips in Japan. Just the umpire holds the bowler from his run-up, like just taking a bit more room, analysing the field. High backlift, and it just allows him to swing through the ball. Doesn't get all of it this time. And, well, even a bit of sloppy fielding, but even if fielded well, they were always going to complete 2 runs. Last over of the power play, of course. And just swatted for 4. Another strong shot from Yamamoto Lake. He's in hot form here. Yamamoto Lake just seen the ball and just swatted it. Yeah, lovely shot. What can Bogan do? This time he's down leg side and it's foolish. And it has just been creamed down there. Another great shot from Lachlan Yamamoto Lake. Here's the replay. Bowler comes in, it's down leg, and it's right in the zone that Yamamoto Lake will just have you for dinner. Just swatted, and he's in hot form. Real pressure here on Mongolia. Timulian, the bowler. Sorry. Ooh, again, falling short, and as a result, will be 4 runs. Yeah, the fielder tried to come in to catch the ball, missed it completely, and as a result, 4 runs off the bat. Yamamoto Lake races to 46. slower ball, but Lake good enough to realise that, and this time just holds his bat swing and then creams him for six. Not that well disguised, and sorry, it's Ito Davis. No, it was. It was like lovely shot, just punished for six. As I say, the slow ball not well disguised, and Yamamoto Lake, well, he just held his paws and then just swatted him for six. What an over! So what a way to finish the power play for Japan. Balls 3 through 6 from Yamamoto Lake went 4, 4, 4, 6. 21 runs taken from the over, and an over that has really hurt Mongolia. Current run rate for Japan's now up to 12. You see there on your screen, Yamamoto Lake strike rate almost 250. His partner Ito Davis is on strike at the moment, ruled wide. This is Lutbaya. Lutbaya bowling from the school end here at Sano. It's got that odd little twist of angle at the end. He bowled a pearler of a ball to Yamamoto Lake yesterday. Can he repeat that brilliance? It's a weird little jig at the end of the run up, which can be off putting for a batsman. But as I say, he can swing the ball in. Runs in, changes angle here, and then hits straight. And dug out here from Lachlan for another single. It is his 52. Another milestone for him. Goes onto the back foot and partially stopped from mid wicket. They are good enough to complete the single. Brings the destructive Lachlan back on strike. Here he just uses fast hands and clips, smacks, creams it behind square, deep square. Great shot. He continues to humiliate this bowling lineup from Mongolia. Doesn't matter who it is. He's going to take a bite out of you. Can ill afford to be short, and especially down leg to Lachlan Yamamoto Lake. So Lutbaya, well, be looking to bowl sort of fifth, sixth stump and full if he can. And again, he's down leg. They do have cover. Fine leg. Some destructive shots from Lachlan Yamamoto Lake we've seen this morning. This is his partner, Benjamin Ito Davis. Nicely played round the corner, just fine leg again. But Benjamin good enough for 2 runs there. Just helped it. It's on its way. And end of the over. 7 gone here. Japan 89 for 1 in cruise control. Just a change in field. Bringing third man up to short third man. Getting down leg and it's wide, but even if it's not called wide, they can ill afford to bowl there against Yamamoto Lake. It will hurt you. See there in your camera shot, they have a square leg. They'd have a third man, which is just out of camera shot. But here's some graphics here. Partnership, 72 runs coming from just the 36 balls. So 9 fours that have mainly come off the bat of this man, Yamamoto Lake. This time he comes down the wicket. It takes one hand off the bat for this shot. Realizing he probably wasn't in position. So just plays it casually down to long on. He's raced to 62. Just off 25 balls. High backlift with his bat. Comes down the wicket. Quarter of an appeal. Always going down leg. As you can see from where the balls ended up. Benjamin Ito Davis doing a good roll alongside him as well. Comes in and it's a better ball. Good straight delivery. And given, LBW given out. Cameraman left the scene, but here's the replay. It was a good delivery from Amaman. And just kept low. Maybe just clipping leg. I'm over 100, 150 metres from the scene, and the commentator's box here at Sano is almost to the left of your camera. We're sort of over long off. If the batsman was down where the umpire's standing currently. But a wicket here for Mongolia, and a big one. They needed something. Could this be the start? Japan have, throughout the series, done very well in building partnerships. Each game, there have been 2 or 3 central figures who have put together big partnerships, 50 plus. And as a result, post totals over that 200 mark. Just the once falling short was the 199 for 5. There was the one game where they had to chase a score of 26, which they did so without losing a wicket. But recent debutant, Alistair Karawaki Fleming, has arrived at the wicket, coming in at number 4. And Armament, well, he's taken a big wicket for his team. He's just into his second over. He's certainly got his line better than what it was first over, just being a bit guilty of bowling too straight or down leg. Last couple of deliveries have been good. An appeal, an appeal that went to the umpire behind the stumps as well as the square leg umpire, but not given to be going down leg to me. So another good decision from the umpire, experienced umpires, these two. It's been a good over for Mongolia, though. The wicket and yet to be scored boundary. They need to. This one's just driven by Alistair out to long off for a single, which will bring the end of the over. As I say, a good one for Mongolia. They needed something. They were punished for the previous 7 overs. At an over number 8, or they just went for the 5 runs, as well as taking the big wicket. $94 for 2, Japan set. 8 overs gone, really good position. Danger batsman and Lachlan Yamamoto Lake. Apologies for the earlier mistake, but 62. Can he continue? Alistair Karawaki Fleming, his partner, will call him through for a single. It makes good sense for the Japanese batsman just to try and keep Lachlan on strike while he's in this hot form. He'll just keep attacking Mongolia. So danger times for them. This time the reverse sweep and doesn't get all of it, but it falls safely, and it'll be another single to Lachlan Yamamoto Lake's total. Fleming on strike, and it's a good must have bat involved as he scampers through for a single. Another one to the total. Japan edging their way to the 3 figures of 100. We're still in the 9th over, so the 200 total plus the 200 plus score is on target, especially while this man's still at the wicket. Lachlan comes back for a second, takes his score to 65 now. Fine leg retrieves another single to Yamamoto Lake. If Mongolia are going to restrict Japan to under 250 or 230, they really need to keep taking wickets. And these 2 wickets are 2 big ones, both having made runs in the series thus far. The 100 is up for Japan. It's come in just 9 overs. Yamamoto Lake in fine form here. Another example. Just takes a step down the wicket and just plants it, dissecting the field. He's in some great form here as Lachlan. Real pressure here from Mongolia. This time it's short, and you just stand up and swat it down to fine leg. He will come back for a comfortable, no, just the one. Real danger, man, for Mongolia. Is Yamamoto Lake. He's hurting them 71 runs, just coming from 31 balls. Fleming drives through the covers, hits it sweetly. Bit of football out there on the boundary. I'll still come back for a comfortable 2. Seven off the first 3 balls. Arambata under a bit of pressure. Short again and just swatted out there from Fleming. Great shot. Hit it cleanly. You could hear the sound of the bat. And I'm sure we'll get a JCA replay on that. Wonderful shot. Arambata under pressure here. And just picked it up and nailed it. Great shot from Fleming. A few people getting mistaken that it was his brother Kendall in action yesterday scoring all those runs, but no. Flemings have another talented cricketer in the family. This time he just plays it out to the cover, the sweeper out there. Yamamoto Lake will continue. He's 71 off 31 balls. Mongolia can ill afford to bowl short or down leg to him. Comes down the wicket, gets a high on the bat, may have been over the waist, taken, caught, but eyes on square leg, umpire, and it is a no ball. He did advance down the wicket, so he definitely hit it above the waist in Yamamoto Lake, but that's above the waist standing in your crease. I just thought the advancement would have been a tough decision for the square leg ump, but the right one looks to have prevailed. They are the umpires. So, free hit. Last thing that Mongolian need is to give a free hit to Yamamoto Lake. They dig it in short as they see him advance, and he gets it out to fine leg. just under the bat. But a bad comeback from Narambata after being assaulted earlier on in the over. Another good one for Japan. 116 on the board, 10 overs gone. Looking towards a big score again on the final day of this series. Game number 7. Japan currently lead the series 5-0. There was one match abandoned on the third day. On that day, Japan batted first, making 253. But as I say, abandoned as Mongolia were unable to complete their innings. But in counting that, that would be Japan's highest score, even though the game did not count. Perhaps 253 is something they can aim for today. So just a slight break after the 10 over mark here at Sano. Japan in cruise control, 116 for 2. And Yamamoto Lake, well, he continues where he left off. A bit of football again. Good to see some people in the stands there watching the game. And hopefully, well, they will have been treated to the fireworks. And that of Yamamoto Lake, sitting there in 76 off 34. Currently on strike. Can he continue? This time stands tall on the ball, nails it so well that long off had a lot of work to do. It's quite square, but Lachlan hit it so well it just came flying off the bat. In the end, they did well to restrict it from a boundary, but the Yamamoto Lake show continues. Just stepping away at the last minute there was Lake. In the bat, perhaps. Turbish comes down the wicket. He's driven out to mid off. Just looking through the statistics, Yamamoto Lake, well, he's scored one century before for Japan in that record partnership with Kendall Fleming against China. He's also scored 3 other 50s. So today, that's 4 50s. But can he continue? Alistair Fleming currently on strike and played well. The sweeper out there will keep that to 2 runs. He's come in and played a good supporting role to Yamamoto Lake. He's rotating the stroke nicely and playing shots in between. This one's staying low, but does well to get down to the ball, Katawaki Fleming. Getting the sweeper out there in the action. A bad arm from the Mongolian deep fielder. Turbish wasn't in action yesterday, but is today. Final ball of his over. Set the pads, but it was never going to be out. Flying down leg side. We called buys. Looks like they've gone back to Temulen Amaman man. He will be back in action from the mountain end. Down leg side, and he has protection down there at fine leg. Bowled a lot to Yamamoto Lake down leg, and it's hurt them. I'd love to see the wagon wheel of the scoring shots that Lachlan's played, but a lot down to fine leg, deep square, mid-on region. So goes onto the back foot, drags it out onto the onside, just Fleming. Brings Yamamoto Lake back on strike. Temulen in for his third delivery of the over, and just a better line, perhaps and length. So this time he manages to get one past Lachlan. Be one of the few balls that he has. Just needs to be bowling in that corridor of uncertainty, really. Sort of off stump line, fourth, fifth stump. Can't get too straight to Yamamoto Lake. Walking down the wicket here. Punishes him. It's gone high. Coming in for it and taken. Yeah, the ball went high. So for a moment, I thought that's going to be a tough one, but the fielder does well. Yamamoto Lake just walking down to Armament and just punishing it, but it went high. And in the end, good catch taken. And, well, it's an important wicket for Mongolia. Yamamoto Lake, well, his 80 came off 39 balls, so he's batting at over 200. If you're going to let him bat for more than 15 overs, then you're chasing 250 plus. So for their game, for their progress, they need to understand that if they've got to take these wickets, you can need to stem any big partnership. One was building between him and Fleming. A wicket will perhaps bring that run rate down for them. Just take the new batsman a while to adjust. We'll wait to see who that is. I'm just looking out there to see if I can recognise the batter. But important wicket for Mongolia. Japan already up to 127. So a wonderful innings from Yamamoto Lake. Really, again, gives Japan an amazing foundation. His 80 runs just off 40 balls, included 10 fours and 2 sixes. Koji Hargrave Abe, the new batter to this crease. Just plays defensively to the cover fielder who's in close. This has been a bit of a long tour for Koji. He would have come over probably 3 weeks ago. He's currently at university studying in New Zealand, so following the end of this series, he'll be heading back to studies. Hopefully he's not too far behind. Facing Amamand. Again, he strays down leg, and Koji simply just tucks that round the corner for 4 runs. It's a good shot. Just used the pace of the ball, realising he just needed really to get something on it. The finer, the better. And plays a nice shot. Fielder out there on the boundaries, very deep backward square, so perhaps square, but not able to cut that off too fine. And a good way to get off the mark. Japan winning the toss this morning. Starting the game just over an hour ago. This is flown away again down to fine leg. The batters will run 2. Two byes being called. Leg byes. So in the previous games, extras afforded to Japan have hurt Mongolia. It's another work on for them when they return to their country. This is a better ball. Japan coasting to a score of 200 plus. A good foundation given to them from the top order, mainly Lachlan Yamamoto Lake, but also he started a good partnership with Benjamin Ito. Benjamin's 18 runs alongside Lachlan really got them off to a flyer. Both also helps when you're going at 200. Lachlan's 80 runs just coming from the 40 balls. So great start. Another international 50 for him. That'll be number 4 to go alongside a century and world record against China. Back here. Koji just plays the shot out to deep point. Bowling wide, he just sits back on this and again cuts, and deep point will keep that to a single. Fleming on strike, coming down the wicket and just slotting it back into the ground, but hitting out to long off. Another single to the total. Not a bad one for Mongolia. I guess they didn't concede any boundaries, which is a minor victory. Japan still continuing above that 10 and over run rate. So at this stage, looking around 200, 212 perhaps. Of course, if they're able to retain wickets, they might just go a little bit higher than that, make it up to 230, 240 even. Important for Mongolia to continue to take wickets just to stem the run rate, make it hard for Japan to create partnerships and just be dominant at the back end of the game. Armament again in for his fourth and final over. And a pretty good job for his team as Armament. 2 for 20. And as I say, this time though he's been short and clobbered by Hargrave Arbe. Again, another player who loves that onside, plays the short ball well. Good to see the bounce off the wicket, but it's short. And, Koji just climbed into that. Lovely shot for 4 runs. Timulin, he'll want to be back on target and not bowl so straight. That's a fuller ball. And this time, Koji just drives down to the long off for a single. Fleming on strike. Alistair Fleming, recent debutant wearing the Japanese colours, swipes this out long on, coming round to save it and misfields 4 runs. Karawaki Fleming benefits from the misfield. Nice balance here. Played the shot well, just swiped it past the fielder, picked the gap well, but really should have only been the 2 runs. A misfield there, costing Mongolia. As I say, it'll be one of their work-ons when they return, taking their cricket forward. An essential skill in cricket is fielding, ground fielding, and taking catches. This time it's just dragged onto the onside and long on again in the action. This time without error. Final ball of his spell here. Armament. He's bowled well. Commentator's curse. Classic example. It's only his 3rd wide, so unlike some of his teammates, he's bowled pretty well this series. Here's Timulin Amamand. There are some bright spots for how some of these Mongolian players have played, and they'll build on that going forward. Hopefully, they can get a series up against neighbours China. So good to them seeing playing international cricket. I don't believe they'd played much in the past 3 years, perhaps just the games at the Asian Games held in China last year. So just 6 overs remain in Japan's innings. Currently 151 for 3. Played out to point, slight misfield. So a comfortable single. Karawaki Fleming and Hargrave Arbe. Well, they're putting together a little partnership here. Lutbaya, again, another bowler who comes in on an angle and just dished onto the offside for an easy single. Fleming's done a really good job in his innings for Japan of just continuing to rotate the strike, especially some of the batsmen he's been involved with partnerships with, Sabarish and Yamamoto Lake. They've been huge hitting power. This time, him and Koji Abe, just a bit aerial, but the sweeper half looking for a second run there, but turned down from Koji Hargrave Abe. Alistair Karawaki Fleming playing his cricket like brother Kendall for the Chiba Sharks here in Japan. He's coming down the wicket. He's got him high on the bat. Chance for mid on, coming long on, coming around. No, dropped. Another drop from Mongolia. And disappointing. You can afford to drop batsmen. He got into position, had long on, but just spilled it. Just some catching technique practice, perhaps, to work on for the Mongolian team. A checked shot, really, from Koji Abe. He takes another single. It's turning into a good one for Mongolia. Yet to concede a boundary, just the 5 singles. They'll be wanting to finish well with Lutbaya. And short and muscled through mid wicket by Fleming. Great shot. 4 runs. He just sort of stood up till it was short and just tonked it through that mid wicket region out to the people watching in the stands. Lovely shot. So just the 5 overs remaining. Japan 7 wickets in hand, currently 160. These two have put together a good little partnership. Plenty of batting to come from Japan. If one should fall, I imagine Wataru Miyauchi would be next in. Perhaps Ibi Takahashi. Perhaps even Makoto Taniyama will come out. Don't think I've seen him have a bat this series, Makoto. It is Mohan back into action. Vivekanandan. At times he's troubled the Japanese batsman. He's probably bowled the most dots of his team members. They really could do with him to snare a wicket here. Hargrave Arbag goes big. 6 big. Nice shot. Smashed him, bro. What a shot here from Koji. He just cleared the front leg and let the arms and his muscle power it over for 6 runs over cow corner. Great shot. Back live. It's short. And he's pulled it out to deep square for another run. 2. So yeah, this could get very dangerous, the total for Mongolia, if they allow these two to continue batting. Both been out there for a while now. Koji having seen the 14 balls and another 7 more for Alistair. It's better from Mohan. He's just tossed it up at a difficult Yorker length. Spin bowler from Mongolia. What can he do? Can he snare a wicket for his team? Fleming just swats him through mid-wicket region. Just getting into position very early and smashing it. It's another good shot. The Japanese batsmen are in hot form here. This one's just driven through the covers. They'll think about a second and they'll come back comfortably. It's a good over for Japan. And just pushes their total up to 177 now. 4 overs remain. Can they get up to 220? Really has been an onslaught from the batsmen, as it has been all series, really. Japan having scored 199 in game 1, 217 in game 2. Game 5, they scored 223, and game 6, 216. Being constantly in that 200 to 230 region. Lutbaya in for his 3rd over. Not a bad place to bowl in context of the game. Just trying to get it full Yorker length, make it difficult. Batsmen are often advancing down the wicket. They're attacking you. They've been aggressive. So if you can cramp them up, give them little room, perhaps at a Yorker length, then you limit the damage in terms of runs being scored in these latter overs. Full and slash, but it won't go far. It'll just go out to mid-off. Sorry, in the cover. And I'm just checking the umpire's arm for the height. It has been deemed okay. And it'll go down as a wicket for Mongolia. Just thought it might have been above that waist level, but as I talked about, both batsmen have been advancing down the wicket. This time, no, just ruled below the waist. No movement out of the crease from Karawaki Fleming. So Alistair has to depart. Good innings from him. His 34 runs coming just off 24 balls. So he's made a good contribution again to his team. He'll bring out a new batsman for Japan. And, well, it's all about attack, really, for Japan. Just plays it back onto the mid wicket. Ibi Takahashi been in some great form, has Ibi Takahashi over this series, but also the JPL out a week earlier. What can Ibi do in this situation? Over 17, 6 wickets in hand. He slashes at it, gets a thickish outside edge that'll run away for 4. By no means controlled, but looking to hit through the cover region. Sometimes fortune favours the brave. Lutbaya, this is third over. He's taking the 1 wicket. A bad sort of in-swinging delivery. Batsman just pick up the single. $190 for 4. Japan sit after 17 overs. Fortunately, missing the fireworks of Koji Hargrave Arbat. Wonderful 6. He just launched into it, muscled it over deep square. Just a technical difficulty, sorry. So, but a big 6, and he races to 34 now, just off 18 balls. Partner in Ibi Takahashi, who's just recently arrived at the crease. 18 balls. Japan will surely love to add another 30, if not 40 runs. Dangerous times for Mongolia. How can they restrict this onslaught from the Japanese batsmen? The skipper has the ball in hand. It's short, but it's clobbered away by Takahashi, and he's got all of it for 6 runs. Wonderful shot. Just heaved it over the mid wicket region. Here's the replay. Captain of Mongolia bowls a short one, and Takahashi climbs into it. Big 6. Certainly entertaining the spectators watching. It was an example of a clean hit. How will the captain come back? Yeah, maybe just rolled the fingers across that one. Not the consistent bounce that Takahashi was expecting. For Dean Bogan, he's had a good series while he's been in Japan. Can he snare another wicket here? It's clobbered, but it hasn't been not a lot of power put into the shot. Almost just a chip shot from Takahashi, falling safely inside Long On's fielder. The 2 runs picked up, 8 runs coming from the first 3 balls. Critical Mongolia try and limit the damage, limit as many boundaries as possible. To do that, it's bowling within good lines and on a right length. It's not bad. It's thickish edge, but unfortunately, it is dragged back in. So another 2 runs picked up, but by no means in control of the shot. It's Takahashi. Dean Bogan. Here's another over after this one. He will no doubt bowl the death over. Number 20. Japan up to 200 runs with 201 now. But they're in a good position. Can they push for their highest score of the series yet? Hargrave Abe on strike. Short, and he swipes it across onto the leg side using the breeze running out towards that side. And just the one picked up. He'll retain the strike in the next over. Just 12 balls remaining in Japan's innings. Can they climb above 230? We'll wait and see. 223 is their previous high in the series. Hargrave Abe tonks it out to Long On. Pushing hard, coming back for a second is his teammate Takahashi. This is swatted, and it's a big swat. shot over by the VIP tents, and you could hear the sound of the bat. It was a clean hit there from Koji. Here's a look at the replay. Koji-san just climbs into this, and 6 runs. Japan fireworks are happening. 10 balls remain. What kind of score can they get up to? Mohan can't be short here. That's a better length. But Koji, almost on one leg, clears the boundary rope again. Wonderful shot. Let's have a look at the replay here. Just looking to clear the front leg. He finds a base and just clobbers it over the reach of deep square. From in the deep forward square position, there's the fielder. And this is punishing. The cameraman expecting another 6, and why wouldn't he, in trying to chase the ball, missed the wicket. And here it is on the replay. Koji has to go back to the tent, and that'll save a few runs for Mongolia. Seen the back of him. It was just a feather, perhaps, that went through to be caught behind. Caught Upadhyay. Koji caught for 49 off his 23 balls, so just 1 run short of a milestone. But the bigger picture is he's given his team an incredible boost of score. They're now up to 216, Japan. Still 8 balls remain in the innings. The new batsman looks to be Sakurano Thomas, who just clips it out to long on just for the single. Will bring Takahashi back on strike. No, a misfield, and that's sloppy from Mongolia. One thing they can certainly improve upon in international cricket is their fielding, the catching, the ground fielding, their awareness, backing up. Too many times they've given away extras in terms of overthrows. This is 4 runs to Sakurano. He hits through the ball and it clears mid-off. Mohan just pitching this one up, and Sakurano climbing into it, lifting it over mid-off for 4 runs. More runs to the Japan total. They're on target to surpass their highest score yet. They have 1 over to do it. It'll be a good contest. Previous high score for Japan in the series is 223. They did that yesterday morning. So they'll easily clear that record. The one I was looking at was the abandoned match, but that score doesn't count, even though Japan set 253. But 223, just 1 run away from it. So maybe a little goal ticked off for Japan. Takahashi pulls out to deep mid-wicket. They'll race back for a second. Takahashi, 5 balls remaining. He will be thinking of one thing only, and that's how do I find the boundary? 224 for 5. Japan's highest total of the series thus far. And Bogan, not a bad ball, line and length, but it's cleared long off. Bounces once before it crosses the line, but another good shot from Takahashi. Wasn't a bad ball from Bogan. Takahashi clears the front foot. It's through the ball. Just having to clear mid-off. Does that easily for 4 runs. Takahashi races to 22 off 10. 4 balls remain in the innings. Uddin Bogan under pressure here. It's not a bad line and length. It's a dot ball. And it's a little battle won by Mongolia. Bogan back into the 4th delivery of his over. Again, a good one from him. And just missing off stump too. What a great delivery. And this is a good finish here from him. If he can go back to his mark and bowl a ball similar to that, it's a great finish from them. 2 balls remain. Japan, 228. This time he takes the pace off. It's full. Clipped out to the onside. They'll come back for 2 runs. And Takahashi will finish the innings for Japan. 1 ball remains. Uddin Bogan would gladly restrict any boundary. Hasn't been a bad over to finish from Mongolia. How can he do it? Final ball of the innings for Japan coming up. And a good ball again. Long on will field that. They'll be quick enough. Sakurano's quick with his running. It'll be another 2 to the total of Japan's score. And 232 being that score. Just the 5 wickets lost. I'll quickly go through the scorecard before we take a break. Japan's highest score of the series thus far, 232 for 5, given by the wonderful start of Lachlan Yamamoto Lake. His 80 runs coming off just 40 balls really was an amazing start for Japan. Following that, Benjamin Ito made a good 18. He batted well alongside Lachlan. And continuing the good partnership with Lachlan was Alistair Karawaki Fleming. His 34 just coming off 24 balls. 4 fours a part of that. A boost towards the end with Koji Hargrave Abe and Ibi Takahashi. 49 from Koji. He deserved a 50, another international one. And Ibi, his 26 coming off just 14 balls. So really good partnerships throughout the 20 overs for Japan. They're 232. A mountain to climb here for Mongolia. We'll be back in around 15 minutes to sum up the current series highest run scorer and wicket taker. Please do join us then. See you back here in around 15 minutes. Test. Welcome back to Sano International Cricket Ground. The players are making their way out to number one here. The weather is overcast. It's 25 degrees. Japan batting first, winning the toss here today, and electing to bat, making 233, highlighted by Lachlan Yamamoto Lake's 80 and Koji's 49, with good backup from Alistair Karawaki Fleming and Ibi Takahashi. So between the four batsmen and Benjamin Ito, the contributions got them up to a very healthy score. Tough one, 232. So the chase here, a real mountain to climb for Mongolia, but perhaps there are other goals within the game. One being batting the allotment of 20 overs. Perhaps trying to put on their highest run scoring total, that now being 58 as of yesterday afternoon's match. So they have improved from game to game. Well, we see it again here this afternoon. First ball of Mongolia's innings, Declan Suzuki-McComb to bowl it, and it's just pushed back. Big gap there between bat and pad, but it is T20 cricket. Keeps out the first delivery from Suzuki-McComb. Japan probably will have the goal to aim to bowl Mongolia out inside the 20 overs. Their key would probably be taking those 10 wickets as early as possible. This one, bit of bounce through to Miyauchi with the gloves on. Looks to be Koji Hargrave Abe at first slip, with Makoto Taniyama at second slip. Attacking field set here to start with, which is justified given the score put up by Japan and how the series has gone. Suzuki-McComb, and again safely through to the given wide, and hence the long stare from Miyauchi. Wide given. Did shape in at the end towards Miyauchi after it passed the wicket. Suzuki there just giving the referral sign to a teammate. He'd refer that one. Back in again from the mountain end, and he's on target, and it's just spooned up. Very aerial from Gumbold. They get away with it, and along with the wide, they move to 2 runs. First ball, batsman, will run a by. Pretty sure that will did not come off the bat by given. So Suzuki very much attacks the stumps, makes batsmen play. He's got a lot of variations to call on. Off cutters, slower deliveries. But he's honed in on middle stump here, And good shot for run for Mongolia. They certainly don't want to start the power play being 3 or 4 down. They want to be able to try and build a foundation. Pate and Gumbold, two of the stronger batters for the team. Final ball of the first over. Runs in hard and batsman does well to keep him out. There's another ball honing in on middle stump from Suzuki McComb. Good start. 4 runs for Mongolia. 19 overs to go. As I say, the expectation that they will chase to 33 will be a tough one for them. So for them, it's about continued improvement. Can they top their 58 runs scored yesterday? A big improvement from their 12 all out on day 2 of the series. That day they just survived 8 overs. So to see them go from that to batting the full 20 yesterday and putting 58 on the board, well, good on them. It's an improvement, progress. They'll build on that. Sakurano Thomas, the captain again for Japan today without Kendall Fleming, brings himself on. They'll come back for a couple. Sakurano getting this ball to square up, but batsman gets an inside edge and it will they'll run through for a single. Bowling from the school end here is Sakurano Thomas. Again, a breeze, pretty stiff breeze coming from your camera angle right to bottom left, top right to bottom left. So perhaps helping Sakurano Thomas with away movement, outswing. This one honed in on off stump, but well played by Lupatre. At the end of the over, I will update you on the Mongolian run scorers who's performed best for their team in the series. I do believe it is Gumbold, who sits at the non-strikers end at the moment. This one, they scamper through for a single. That's good running. And Miyauchi, well, he was pretty confident of a direct hit there, but just interrupted or disrupted from the bat or running of Upate, who rightfully was running a line. Just the ball happened to hit him from behind. No foul play there at all. But perhaps saving his wicket, Sakurano Thomas, 2 balls remaining in his first over. Samarit Ravichandran having a rest today for Japan, alongside Kifa Yamamoto Lake, Alex Shirai Patmore, Kazuma Kato Stafford. So this one's driven through the covers, it's driven well, and Ibi Takahashi pulls it back inside the line. So the batsman, looks like they've only completed the 2. As we're following the ball across the carpet, a quick outfield, but a good chase from Ibi. They do pride themselves on their ground fielding and catching, do Japan. The ground fielding is very strong. A lot of the Japanese players, especially coming from a background of baseball, so having strong bullet-type arms, but also fielding the ball off the carpet, the grass, doing it extremely well and quickly. So you'll see them attack the ball in the field, the Japanese players. They often have played international teams and taken run-outs, one or two. It's always pleasing. Chance here. Dropped. And Charlie Hines, the new bowler, first delivery, well, it's just spooned up to mid-off, and Ibby comes around but drops it while on the move. He was having to move towards the ball, but the expectations are high, and again, they won't cost Charlie because these will be buys, but it misses everything. Wides, it will cost them. Sorry, yeah, it was. For a moment there, I thought the batsman had got inside it, but no. It's much needed runs for Mongolia. They'll be absolutely stoked with the start they've made. 16 runs, just the 2 overs and a ball gone by. Best start of the series for them. Oh, this one bites, and just with the added bounce, Gumball, ball going over his bat. This time he just drags it from the off onto the on, but it's picked out Makoto Taniyama. Just defended out to point. Yeah, Taniyama being his background was tennis, not baseball. It was his sport before turning to cricket. Teaching him chance, taken, falling over, but still taken. Catch, the first wicket to fall here. Just the batsman will watch the replay, but Charlie Hines doesn't take him long to strike. And unfortunately, well, that's not the replay we want to see. Not as if you're the bowler. But he gets one to bite, turn. I think it draws a leading edge and just spoons out to the cover. And for I'd like to say a comfortable catch, but it wasn't. It was a sort of catch, then sort of a trip, perhaps, from the artificial turf onto the grass, but a wicket nonetheless. The first one to fall here for Mongolia. Unfortunately, Gumbold has to go back to the 10. 7 runs his total of the 12 balls. Charlie Hines, well, he strikes early. It may take Charlie Hines his wicket tally to the top of the table, being on 12, perhaps now one ahead of Kato Stafford and then Dubagan, the Mongolian and good to see the spectators being entertained. But the turn that Charlie got here, beating everyone, batter, keeper, and first slip. Encouraged with the turn you would be if you're Charlie Hines, is 1 for 6. Striking again in his first over. It's become a common theme of this series for Charlie Hines. Still just a very young player, 15, perhaps 16. But what a bowler to have in your stocks for the Japan cricket team. Looks to be Kohei Kubota, who will begin his spell from the school end. Tall guy, pushed through the covers. Will they take a second? No, they're comfortable just with the one. Namsrai, the new batter to the wicket for Mongolia. Pate is already out there. He's only faced the 6 balls though. Gumbold taking up most of the strike in the early few overs. Oh, inside edge. French cut. A shy at the stumps. And overthrows. And ones that'll cost Japan perhaps another 2 runs. Benjamin Ito out there covering up. Worth a shy. I think it was from Charlie Hines who took a shy. Would have been a run out had he hit directly. In the context of the game, well worth having a shot, but I think Japan like to be aggressive in any game situation. They like to back themselves. Chance here, surely mid-off will take it comfortably. And Ibi Takahashi, well, he looked back into the sky, perhaps the sun in his eyes there a bit, but taking it comfortably. He would have felt a bit of pressure having spilled one earlier, but man out, the second wicket to fall here for Mongolia. Japan, they're on attack. 233 the target. Mongolia, it's conquest of Everest and being able to reach that figure. But for them, there are other goals. Batting the 20 overs would be one of them. Perhaps hitting their high score of 58 runs, was it? They're certainly on target to do that. 21 just coming off 6 overs. That's probably the best start they've made of the power plays throughout the series. Kubota, and again, good delivery. Yorker length, just perhaps a little short of Yorker length, but honing in on middle and off. It's a good delivery from Kohei Kubota, Wyverns club member. They aren't having the greatest starts to the season in the 40 over format, Wyverns. But only perhaps in round 3 of that competition, so plenty of cricket to come. Had slashes at it. His third man protection in the form of Lachlan Yamamoto Lake for Kubota, so it'll just cost the 1 run over, and success with a wicket for Kubota. Just the 4 runs coming off it. Mongolia 22 for 2. Charlie Hines to continue his work, attacking the stumps, making the player play each delivery. Wind coming over Charlie's left shoulder. Just too good, really, for the batsman. That delivery. He was looking to play on the onside, but dangerous, hitting against the spin. It's better to get across and just play Charlie into the covers. push him out to point, play with the spin. Armament under a bit of pressure here. And, well, that's the better side to play to. Perhaps a little movement with the feet. Not easy to play. Charlie's got a lot of variations with speed and guile. As I say, the series, the top wicket takers, I think he's just gone through to the top of the earlier wicket. Kazuma Kato Stafford can't add to his list, being rested for this match, nor Kiefer Yamamoto Lake. Long on will come round, and no urgency there, so Mongolia just happy enough with a single. This time he's hit up high, and I think he's hit down the throat of Yamamoto Lake. Yeah, it's catching practice out there for him. The third wicket falls. Just the replay here. And just, yeah, he's hit through, but without the strength. Perhaps some pace on the ball. In the end, it was a comfortable catch for Lachlan. Upate has to go back to the 10. His day finishes just the 3 runs coming off the bat, having faced 7 balls. So Mongolia, 5 overs done now. As I say, they made their best start of the first of the top overs, and 1 over left in the power play. You could understand the aggression shown from Upate, but he's just picked out the fielder. Lachlan hardly had to move. It's about making good decisions, and if you are going to go aerial or over the inner circle, it's about picking the gaps where they are. And this time, the misery of Mongolia, he picked out the fielder. Ibi Takahashi will come into the attack for Japan. He's got 1 slip with Koji Hargrave Abe. Just a wait to confirm the new batter to the crease for Mongolia. Inside edge just squeezes out, and short fine leg will scoop that up, but yeah, lucky to get one through there. The new batter, Mohan Vivekananda, he's actually the top scorer for Mongolia of the series. He has 30 runs to his name, so sits top. With 30 runs to his name, he actually comes in at number 11. So the top 10 run scorers are all Japanese batsmen. Just showing how far the distance between these two teams. Probably 40 rankings. Turned too much for Ibi on that length. You have to bowl that one again. He's turning it so much, he's just going to have to toss that up a bit fuller. Driven down to mid-off. Taniyama doing the fielding there. He'll be looking forward to a bowl in the next couple of overs. Loving the turn here on this Sano wicket. We see it there again from Takahashi. This one just turning and hitting the thigh pad. Yeah, this wicket seems to have turn and bounce, so really good wicket. think this throughout the series, the bounce has been pretty consistent. We've seen some very good scores, no appeal, but good fielding nonetheless from what looks to be Charlie Hines. Fly slip there. It was off the pad, but yeah, what a great employment of a fielder there. Great shot here. 4 runs, and just a release shot from Mohan. Just punishes it. It's tossed up. You can see the plane there with Hines at fly slip, but he just reaches forward. Good extension of the arms here from Mohan, and a lovely 4 runs and a good memory on that plane trip home to Mongolia. Hitting Takahashi for a lovely 4. This time he goes over the bowler, but protection there of Taniyama. 30 runs, the power play total for Mongolia. 3 wickets down, so in terms of chasing the score, it's a big ask, but as previously talked about, there are other goals here for Mongolia. One will be batting the 20 overs, the other will be getting their highest score of the series, really. This is the 6th game. It was a 7-match series, but game 3 was abandoned due to weather. But in the previous 5 games, the highest total they've scored is 58 for 9, batting 20 overs in the afternoon game yesterday. Benjamin Ito Davis, fellow commentator, a couple of weeks ago. Today, Benjamin representing Japan. It's great to see. He's driven over the head, driven well, and another 4 to the Mongolian total. What a great shot. And can Mongolia, can they keep going here? Get up to a decent score, maybe even dreams of the 3 figures, 100. Nice shot from Amarmand. He moves to 7 now. Good defensive stroke, followed up by Benjamin Ito Davis. Very quick through his overs. Doesn't give batsmen time to sum up situations. This is another lovely drive, though. Beautiful shot, Mongolia. 2 boundaries in the same over, perhaps the first of the series. And just gives himself room with the front leg, clears mid-off. Taniyama, that's Ibi Takahashi, just has to watch that sail by. Perhaps they've picked up a few pointers from these Japanese batsmen, and that's been a bit more attacking. It's a wonderful shot, and followed up with a single. This is great play from Temulen Amarmand. 2 boundaries, and he's followed it up with a single. That's good cricket from him. Brings Mohan back on strike. Oh, Benjamin gets one between the bat and pads there. Can't have been too far away. Good comeback delivery. He's just sort of pulled that length back a bit and able to drive those. And again, good turn. He's really given it a good rip here, Benjamin. An over of action finishes. 39 for 3 now, Mongolia. Going at a pretty good rate, though. They're going at 5.5, perhaps the highest of the series. They've just continued to improve game upon game. I saw them between innings just having team meetings and having a good warm-up. Also, I'm sure they'll be learning, also just watching these Japanese players go about their game. That's not a good example though, Ibby, bit wide there and signalled. Sorry, it's Benjamin Ito Davis. No, sorry, my mistake again. Just looking at the number there, I can see it now. Apologies. Ibi Takahashi. He's bowling in tandem with Benjamin Ito at the other end. Clobbered, but cover in the form of long on. Ibi Takahashi had a wonderful JPL final, taking him out of the match for his runs scored and wickets taken. Lovely straight hit. Bit of work there. And I was blocked by the screen, the sight screen, whether it crossed the boundary, but I don't think so. Just the 2 runs. But a wonderful straight hit there from Mohan. Can they keep going, this partnership? Yeah, it's a nice cut. Was sort of off the back foot for 4 runs. Nice shot. Mohan just sort of went onto the back foot and just punished it through the covers. Point could only watch on, and a lot of space out there. 4 runs. As I say, it's quite an attacking field, especially on the offside, most in the circle. It's a good shot, and Mongolia, well, they are marching towards their high score of the series. Don't want to put the curse on them, but currently 47 for 3. Just off. This is just the 8th over. Previous high score 58. Takahashi, thought that may have been spooned back to him, but falling short. And another boundary in the over for Mongolia. In the last 3 overs, Mongolia have hit 4 boundaries, all 4s, but it just seems they've come out today with the batters with a bit more intent to score and not defend, rather than sit back and wait, or perhaps be termed a walking wicket. They've just come out and try to be a bit more aggressive, playing their shots. So far, the plan's worked for them. 47 for 3, their best series performance so far off the bat. Taniyama, over the series, he has gone for very few runs. I think he took a 2 for 2, a 2 without 2 for nothing. They just need to learn how to play leg spin to the Mongolian batsmen. The use of their feet, extremely important. Taniyama will enjoy this, especially with lack of foot movement. He's just going to put it there and let the spin do the work. At some stage, if he doesn't get a catch at mid-wicket, he may draw an edge to first slip. This one he tosses up a bit fuller and it's been dragged down to the onside. Looks to be Sabarish Ravichandran fielding out there. Just perhaps there's a sub-fielder. Taniyama on a good length again in line, but it's been cut late for 4 runs. Another boundary here to Mongolia. And this is a great little partnership building for the team. Let's have a look at the replay. It's Mohan. He's just gone onto the back foot and cut. And he's cut between short third man and point. Another boundary. Taniyama comes back. That's a great delivery, that one. Bit quicker through the air, but good line and turning. We've seen all the spinners get produced, a lot of turn. Number 23. Oh, this chance and will be taken. Caught at square leg, and the batsman, well, he went to pull a ball that probably wasn't as short as he thought. Let's have a look at the replay. Yeah, it's quite full, but it draws the top edge, and in the end, relatively easy reverse cup catch as Japan take their 4th wicket. Fielder there was Alistair Karawaki-Fleming taking the catch. Another international wicket for Taniyama. And unfortunately, the end to Mohan Vivekanandan's innings. He has to depart. 14 runs he made off 14 balls, so he was going out to run a ball. Definitely, Mongolia have come out with more intent today. Batters playing their shots, being more inclined to come forward, be aggressive, than sit back and defend. This will be Benjamin Ito-Davis again with the ball from the school end. He's bowling. He's a tall lad as Benjamin, so he gets bounced as well as the turn. Could almost see it there with the ball beating the keeper. It's been ruled as byes. He's got Sakurano Thomas in relatively straight at mid-on. Just out of reach. Valiant effort, but not to be for Ito-Davis. Just burned out to mid-wicket, who within his dive lost the ball. Half chance. This has been hit out to mid-on and is caught comfortably, much to the joy of the crowd. You could hear the cheers and what was a comfortable catch for the Japanese outfielder. Another wicket falls for Mongolia, and that's half the team now. Just 54 on the board. Say halfway through, dreams of 100 would be a real accomplishment for this team. They are on track to post their highest score of the series, that currently being 58. Just 4 away from that. Plenty of overs in hand. They just don't want to keep losing wickets at a regular pace. Aim to build a partnership like we saw at the top of the order. It was Timulin and Mohan, their partnership, both batters scoring 14 apiece, but it's probably about a 30-run partnership between those two. In context of the game, that's massive. A team that's been bowled out previously for 33, 12, 26, 43, and 58. So in terms of that, it's an accomplishment. Benjamin Ito Davis will continue. 3 to go in his over. Rolls very tightly, does Benjamin. Very rarely skews outside of a very tight line that he bowls. Batsman always been forced to play. He gets through his overs quickly. Doesn't give batters time to think about field placements, and it's a very good strategy. As I say, his consistency makes him a very difficult bowler to face. Another one. You can understand the new batter here, just blocking out those deliveries, seeing the over off. It is Narambata, the new batter. Halfway point here, 10 overs. Mongolia, their best start of their entire series, currently 54 for 5. Taniyama starts and stumped him. Great work between the two national Japanese players, Taniyama and Mayuchi. This is a good watch for the leg spinner. Turns and keeper quick with the gloves. Mayuchi, fine work. And a wicket to Taniyama. Wicket shared with his mate Mayuchi. Good glove work. And there's a leg spinner. Well, it's lovely to watch. Taniyama continues from the mountain end, and he just tosses this one up, gives it ample flight, and maybe he'll ask for a bat pad. He's got 2 slips. It's great to see the captaincy giving him an aggressive field here. Swatted over mid-wicket, and wonderful shot from the Mongolian batter here. It's the price you pay as a leg spinner. You can sometimes just get a little bit greedy and toss it up even fuller, but no, this one's just short. This is well played. It's dragged down a bit from Taniyama, but great contest here. As a spinner, you expect to get hit for boundaries. It's about enticing the batter to play such shots and then coming back with a ball like that, beating the outside edge. Great battle going on here. Again, just pushes this one a bit through quicker, does Taniyama. Field in from Charlie Hines. Another good arm in the Japanese team. 60 is up. That is a milestone total for Mongolia. This one just getting forward and protecting, negating the spin of Taniyama into the over. Yeah, congratulations, Mongolia. You have reached your highest total of the series. and you still have another 9 overs and 4 wickets in hand. Ito Davis continues his spell. He's proven hard to get away for the batters. Tall right armour, hit and should have been caught, taken. Caught in close, the turn, just taking it away from the middle of the bat and dragged onto the onside and caught at mid-wicket. Japan take another Mongolian wicket. That's 7 down now. 60 runs on the board. They have reached a milestone in terms of the highest score of the series for the Mongolian batting unit. And they push up to around 80, 90. It's going to be challenging. Number 9 making his way to the wicket. Benjamin Ito Davis continues with his work. Swiped. Mongolian batsman not quite timing it. Having to deal with the spin off the deck from Benjamin. Also the bounce. He's getting some good bounce out of the wicket. Then hitting the high end of the bat, proving no power. Gets through his overs very quickly, does Benjamin. This one's just spooned in. It's short, fine leg, unable to stop it. Dives and trying to prevent the boundary, but runs taken as a result. Eight overs to go here at Sano. Pleasant conditions, 25 degrees of overcast weather, but still pretty bright. You can't see it on your camera, but a few people enjoying the day's cricket, the international series, the end of the series. Taniyama to continue. And tosses one up, and that is caught and bowled. Makoto Taniyama. Here's the replay. Number 23. Big fan of. Tosses it up and goes to block it and just blocks it out of the middle of the bat, so it carries to Makoto's waiting hands out caught and bowled. So 8 wickets down now, and Taniyama suddenly has 3 wickets. Guy has bowled well this series. He'll be loving the wicket here at Sano. That one easy, straightforward caught and bowled for him this time, unlike stumpings and catches at first slip previously. Mongolia 63 for 8 now, and really struggling with this leg spin from Taniyama. This is their highest ever international score of Mongolia. They're very new to the game. Previous to this series, had only played 2 matches, 2 fixtures. He's just gone onto the back leg and swatted it, and he's had to do a lot of work. His deep square leg coming around to field that can't prevent the batters from taking 2. It was a good shot. Just went onto the back foot and swatted it onto the onside, beating mid-wicket and mid-on. This time, not so sure of the decision-making there. Looked to be in 2 minds, the batter. Obviously, a lot of the batters preferring the onside, it seems, from the Mongolian team. Less adept to playing the offside. Lovely delivery from Taniyama, that one. And another coat of paint. I think the bails would have flown. Here's number 23 for Japan, Makoto Taniyama. Final ball of the over. And it's just swatted down almost at the under edge of the bat. Taniyama's 3rd over comes to an end. Mongolia 65 for 8. Final over for Benjamin Ito Davis. He's been slashed around over the mid-wicket, falling safely between the inner field and boundary riders. So call it a chip shot, chipping over the inner circle. 2 for 15 for Ito Davis. Another good day out for him in the Japanese shirt. Just pushed out onto the offside. So this international series coming to an end here in Japan. Inside edge, skews away out square. Racing after that is Charlie Hines. But not before the batsmen come back for 2. So this highest ever international score for Mongolia continues. The high of the series they scored yesterday afternoon. They scored 58 for 9 that day. Prior to this series, though, they played 2 other international fixtures. One against the Maldives, where they scored 62, and one against Nepal, where they scored 41. gone, bowled. And reading my stats, so I have to watch through the replay. But Etho Davis, let's just have a look. Perhaps not. Perhaps it was just my overreaction to a ball that was just missing. But yeah, as I mentioned, Mongolia, they'd only played two international matches, losing heavily both to Nepal and the Maldives. Their highest international score would have been against the Maldives. They're 62. Sorry, they're 58, which was equal yesterday afternoon. So good news for Mongolia. They'll be trying to now aim for 80, 90 perhaps. Who knows? They have 6 overs remaining. Kubota-san back into the attack for Japan. This one down leg side, given wide. Another extra to the Mongolian total. Now up to 70 runs. I'm sure the team will see this as a success. The improvements they've made, as I say earlier on, the Mongolian batsmen definitely came out with a bit more intent to score, to play their shots. The scoreboard reflects that intent, that energy they showed. Yes, there were edges and French cuts, but they were looking to score runs rather than wait until the inevitability of their wicket falling. Turbish, the new batter for Mongolia. Oh, extracting some good bounce out of the wicket, but justifiably caught a wide. Just bending his back there was Kubota-san. Took a wicket in his opening over. This one he just takes the pace off but hones in at leg stump. Batsman good enough to keep that out. Just one wicket remaining for Mongolia, so a little about survival here. They will be very pleased, though, that they have set their highest international score ever, currently on 71. Can they add to it? Not this time. Kubota looking to end the innings here, and another landslide victory to Japan. It's been a dominant performance from them in this series. Got him, bowled him. Kubota-san ends it. The series is done. Japan, again the victors. They have been convincing the whole series, and today's victory will take the total of 6 games being played or completed, and all 6 of them falling in Japan's court. A convincing victory each game. Today, they win by 162 runs. It's been fabulous to have Mongolia out here playing cricket in Japan. We wish them well for their return trip home. As I mentioned throughout the commentary, a team that came from school being all bowled out for 12 runs on day 2 to a team that now put on 71 runs today. Well, they've improved. So it's great to see their progress. We wish them luck with their cricket. To the Japan team, well, a big tournament coming up for you in September. This was a stepping stone towards that tournament in terms of progress. Oh, my mistake. I do apologise. I thought we had one. I was summing everything up. I was too excited. I apologise, viewers. There is the one wicket remaining. Just a scoring mishap and a lack of attention from me, your commentator. Sorry, apologies for that. There is a remaining wicket. But the series coming to an end. Charlie Hines, well, he has the opportunity to finish it. In my scorebook, I have Mongolia at 71 for 9 currently. Charlie Hines from the school end. This one stays low and batsman does well to keep it out. $72 for 9. There we go. We have the score back on. Oh, this is just played lazily out to the offside. An appeal from Miyauchi, but not given. Yeah, apologies for earlier on with the mishap. My scoreboard had all 10 wickets had been taken, but that was a mistake in the scorer's book. So apologies for the confusion. The end result is we have Mongolia on 73 for 9. This is the 16th over. It is their high score in terms of international cricket for Mongolia. Goes to play it over mid-on. Long on will keep that to just a 1 run. And yeah, and all the confusion anyway. Charlie Hines tosses this one up, really takes all the pace out of it and almost turns back, but ruled wide from Thurgate. You'll have to re-bowl that one, Charlie. He really did that was a floater. Puts a bit more pacer on this one and extracted. Good turn again to Charlie, as he's done all series. The end of the over, 16 gone here at Sano, 75 for 9. Sakurano Thomas bowling from the mountain end here in Sano. Can he finish it for Japan? Will this be the last over of the series? Starts with one short and wide. Blustery conditions here at Sano. You see the wind coming over Sakurano's left shoulder across to the corner of the ground, heading towards that fish and chip truck. Batsman just defends behind square. They'll skitter through. No. Sakurano Thomas just targeting the stumps here, looking to finish it, and complete victory for Japan. Does so, takes out off stump, just honing in on the wickets, and it's all done here at Sano, this time officially. Just looking at the replay here, Sakurano Thomas aiming at the base of the off stump and cleaning it out, and no chance from the batter. That wicket will bring the end of the game and the series here in Sano. Mongolia all out for 75 for 10. They lose the match by 158 runs. But in the bigger picture, they scored one of their highest. They did score their highest international score, 75 runs, beating the previous high of 58, scored twice, scored yesterday afternoon against Japan and also against the Maldives. So all done and dusted here. The T20 international series between Japan and Mongolia has come to an end. Japan the victors 6-0. There was one game that was abandoned, but Japan in a landslide victory really. Mongolia never looked in with a chance to win any of the games in the series, all heavy one-sided victories. But in terms of the bigger picture, it's great to welcome Mongolia as a new nation to the international cricketing community. You will join the rankings probably in the next couple of weeks, and will come in probably around number 86, 87. So a good 40 places, 30 to 40 places below Japan. So it just shows the difference in level. Japan, well, they'll be looking to progress with their cricket. They have a big competition, East Asia Pacific World Cup T20 qualifier coming up in September. To make sure that you get coverage of that event, please like our channel or subscribe to the YouTube channel or the social media channels of X, Twitter, and Facebook. Sorry, X formerly being Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. We hope you've enjoyed the series. Do join us again for more coverage next week. Cricket coming up, the Women's Premier League. I believe the Women's Premier League is over a 5-match series and is involving international stars coming from various countries around the world, including Australia, South Africa, Sri Lanka, and perhaps England. But it's great to see, and we look forward to the Women's Premier League getting underway. I don't have that in front of me, sorry, but if you like and subscribe to the channel, you will get that content delivered to you. Just to sum up, Japan today win by 157 runs to go along their other convincing victories, 6-0 in the series. We wish Mongolia a safe trip back home. Good afternoon. And finally, to all the mums out there, the mothers around the world, happy Mother's Day.